Hello, my name is Elizabeth McNamara. I'm the Advocacy Chair for the League of Women Voters of Texas. And I'm here to talk about Capital Corps and to just thank the Austin League and Austin League members for all of the work that you have done historically and that I know you're going to do in the upcoming 2025 session to make it possible for the League to have a legislative presence during the legislative session. For example, I live in Collin County. We have issue chairs that are covering issues all over the state. And without Capital Corps and a core group of volunteers in Austin who have the time and the flexibility to be able to go over the Capitol either for a short period of time or for perhaps a longer period of time, we can't, it's difficult for us to get our message across to our elected representatives. So let me take just a second and tell you what Capital Corps does. Capital Corps, first off, is an all-volunteer effort. Like everything in League, I'm a volunteer, our issue chairs are volunteers, and we give as much time as we can to the League because we believe in what the League stands for and we believe in the positions that the League takes. Capital Corps is literally our eyes, ears, and voices at the Capitol. And there are any number of ways to interact with legislators during a legislative session. So the duties that we expect of Capital Corps, or that we can hope Capital Corps can perform for us, range from going to the Capitol to register our position, either for or against a piece of legislation. We call that dropping a card. Um, Going to the legislature to deliver written testimony, or going to the Capitol to deliver testimony written by one of the issue chairs. These duties can take a long time or they can take a short time, depending on what people have available. And we're going to do as much as our volunteers can. Like most legislatures around the country, the Texas legislature has been slow to come into the 21st century. The pandemic a few years ago speeded the process up a little bit so that we do have some online portals that we could use on the House side of the legislature. But the Senate, we still have to do pretty much everything in person. So even if we want to send written testimony in, we need someone who's available to to take the testimony that has been emailed in proper form, written by somebody else, either get it to the League office and make the requisite number of copies, which we will let you know, or to make copies, make copies yourself, whatever is the most convenient, and literally hand deliver them to a clerk in a hearing room before a hearing starts. If possible, we would love to have folks that are willing to, will have the time during the day, that most of this is during the week and during the day, to wait for a while and to arrive at the Capitol, go to a hearing room, sign in so that we get a space and wait for your turn to read the testimony that has been written to the legislators. And we'll be doing a training on how all of that works and what the role is in far more detail in January. But those are the duties. And as I said, we completely depend on volunteers to be able to do that for us. Okay. You're contributing your volunteer effort to this. If you work in Austin, if you're available during the day, hearings are usually start to occur in March and then run through the end of May. So this is not a 6-month indefinite commitment. We're pretty clear as to when things are going to happen. And we don't expect volunteers to sit there far into the night. I know we hear tales, particularly towards the end of the session, when activists and advocates are in the Capitol, in the galleries, watching things happen until well after midnight. And that's not one of the expectations. If you have the time and want to do that, we welcome folks to go to the Capitol and observe. But principally, what we have is hearings that begin at 9 o'clock in the morning or at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and where testimony is taken in a reasonable period of time. If you can't wait, if you can get there and the hearing is going and you're far down the list, then it is perfectly acceptable to leave the written testimony if necessary. So this is a flexible opportunity. This is something that, but it is something that we depend on our Austin area league members to do. So if you can volunteer, if you're interested in getting to go to the Capitol during the session, it's an exciting place to be. It's a beautiful building and there's always something going on during the session, then we need your help. And we really hope that you'll take the time and make the effort to help us do this. Again, we appreciate this. Without Capital Corps, our advocacy would be so much worse or so much poorer than it is right now. We've always had a robust presence. I know we're going to have a robust presence in 2025, and that's because as a team, working from folks around the state and the folks in Austin, we always get this job done. So thank you for considering this. Thank you for signing up. And as always, thank you for being a member of the League of Women Voters.